Guys, do you want to learn more about geothermal residential systems? I've got a training guide for you. I'm going to show you how to get the training guide. We're actually going to look at it here in just a minute, but today's video is all about geothermal residential systems. I've got a heat fusion tool like right there. It's a heat fusion machine. I've got a flush cart behind me. I'm going to talk about how I use it in the field when I'm setting up geothermal systems and flushing and filling loops and why you need it. I'm going to show you a couple tools that I've got down here and a couple fittings that I use with the heat fusion machine. If you want a guide, if you want a residential geothermal guide, it's a training course. I can send it to you. I'll talk about how I'm going to send it to you and how you get it at the end of the video. Stay tuned for that if you want to learn more, guys. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Like the video. Thank you so much for all of my members. I really appreciate all you guys. You make it awesome for me. You make it awesome for me. I can dedicate more time. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get started. All right. So this right here is the first thing I want to show you. This is a flush cart, and the flush cart has a large container here. And then you've got a return and supply valve. You've got a pump, couple quick connects, and some hoses so you can hook it to your flow center. And your flow center is usually 2 pumps, 3-way or 4-way valves. And I've got a little power button. Okay. Now, why do you use a flush cart? You use a flush cart when you start up a geo system because you want to add your propylene glycol, your alcohol, whatever type of antifreeze you're using. You want to be able to purge the system of air because you have more efficiency when you purge the system of air. And it's just a great tool to be able to use on startups because you are giving the customer the best system. You're giving them a more efficient system. You're guaranteeing them that their system's going to be more efficient. So that's a flush cart. Okay. Now I want to show you, this is a McElroy fusion machine. And this is for connecting 2 pieces of thermoplastic pipe, whether it's polybutylene or polyethylene. So it's high density polyethylene fittings that I'm going to show you right here. This is high density polyethylene fittings. Okay. And you have socket fusion, or you have a fusion machine like that. Okay. And I'll show you in the training guide a few socket fusion machine. So this right here is a T. This right here is a, I think, 1.5 inch by 2 inch polyethylene, high density polyethylene fitting. And this is a pipe that's commonly used in geosystems just because it's some of the best for heat transfer and for durability. So this right here is a loop Gooser tool. And this is a tool that I use on the PT pressure ports for monitoring the pressures. You can actually monitor the temperatures as well, not with this tool, but this is another type of gauge that I use. And this is a way, the reason I use a loop Gooser is because it has a garden hose fitting. And if I'm on the job and I don't have my flush cart, okay, and I can't add water that way, I can actually add water with this loop Gooser tool, which is fantastic. Where can you get this? You can get this on eBay, or you can make it. All right. If you have a local plumbing store, they might have everything you need. If they don't, go to eBay, type in loop Gooser tool. And I'm actually got the page from a page in the training course here that I'm going to make available for you guys. This right here shows you the loop Gooser tool, garden hose connection. A loop can be pressurized through PT port with a loop Gooser tool. I've actually went to a customer's house where they had a geo system and it was completely empty. And because I had this tool, I was able to basically pump it back up. So it's pretty awesome. Now, this shows you about the pumps. There's a page in here that actually shows you about how to change out the pumps, the power head. Shows you a refractometer. Sorry, I was about to say that wrong. But this is how to measure the percentage of your glycol, because you need to know based off of how much volume of water and your percentage of your glycol, will depend on how much temperature outside you can go down to before you freeze. So the more glycol, the less you freeze. The more your pumps run, the less you freeze, stuff like that. So water quality, man, this guide is amazing. There's a PT port. So that's where you actually put your end of your loop Gooser into that PT port there. And this is a pressure temperature port. Okay. So, and there's about the flush cart, talks about, generally recommended 60 PSI winter, 40 PSI for summer. So you got a higher pressure during the winter, a lower pressure during the summer. Man, this is a great guide if you guys want to learn more about geothermal systems. Look at that. There's the flow centers, you know, a correct way to put the pumps in on the flow centers. I mean, this guide has really helped me. I've actually read through it several times, and it actually talks about loops, different types of loops, whether it's vertical, whether it's horizontal, whether it's two pipe. Oh, we got to look at this. We got to look at this. All right, so I was talking about a socket fusion. All right, look at that. That right there is a socket fusion. Inside piping may also be HDPE. All buried pipe must be heat fused. No mechanical fittings, okay? We don't need mechanical fittings, and that's why we use the heat fusion tools, okay? This talks about antifreeze. You really need this guide. I think you guys need to check this out. Now I'm going to talk about how you get it. So the first thing you have to do is you have to be a member. After you're a member, okay, you go down below in the comments, you say, I am a member. I'm going to check. I'm going to make sure. Then I'm going to give you my email. After I give you my email, I'm going to send you this geothermal residential training guide. So you guys can learn more about the flush cart, the tools that I used, socket fusion, different types of loop variations, and ways to plumb. So if you want that, become a member of my channel. Go in the comments. I'll get you my email. I'll send you the course. It's that easy. Guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. This is Tad reminding you, I'll keep you cool if you let me.